So I'm currently behind the wheel of the 2025 Range Rover Sport in the Dynamic SE trim, and I'm going to take some time to go through the interior of this thing. But before I do, if you can like this video and subscribe to my channel if you've not already. So like I normally do in my videos, I'm going to start over here on the left. So you've got your window switches, you've got child locks for the windows, also the other rear windows. You have rear mirror adjust toggles up here. On the door, you can see it kind of resembles your seat because that's where the seat controls are for moving any, comfort. If you want to move it forward, move the back, you do it right here. You have a nice little grab handle. Right here is the door latch. It's kind of integrated like a door handle or kind of a grab handle as well. You kind of just pull the latch. And below that, you have the door lock buttons. To the right of that, you have the door or the rear hatch button right here. It features Meridian sound system sprinkled throughout the cabin. And then you have the full crisp clear digital gauge cluster. So there are three main layouts that you can adjust. So just going down to display layout, this is the dial layout, which kind of resembles an analog gauge cluster, right? Where you would have a speedometer and tach, either, switched depending on the vehicle. Then you have kind of a map, which is pretty cool. You see the whole map of where you're at, and then kind of a focused display layout. It just gives you what you need, pretty much whatever you're listening to, and map and your miles per hour and the gear you're in. Now you can adjust all the information. See how it says left info panel and right info panel. You can adjust it to be whatever you want. So I'm just going to cycle through. Let's start at the top. So you can have navigation, so you can, in theory, have the map twice. Media, whatever you're listening to. Currently Sirius XM. The Trip A. The four-wheel drive info, showcasing where the power is going, what's being articulated, driver assistance, and just an empty panel if you just don't want anything there. So just for purposes of this video, I'm going to put it on there. I've been driving around with it in the dial setup. Moving back to the steering wheel, how I was adjusting everything up there is right here in the center. You push this little circle and then you get the settings screen basically, and then you can toggle up and down whatever you need. So just info panel and we're good. You also have, when this kind of disappears out, there will be lights for the tuner knob right here. This is a volume control. These are sensors and talking to the vehicle. Over on the right, you have different cruise control options. These little arrows are the kind of the distance for the adaptive cruise control settings of the vehicle. So obviously that is closer and that is farther distance between the next vehicle in front of you. Also a heated steering wheel. Nice Range Rover branding on the steering wheel. Give you a better look at the steering wheel. Well, on the back of the steering wheel, you have gears should you want to select your own. So you have down and up located on the back of the steering wheel. And since it's kind of grayed out, just show you the tuner buttons now that they're flipped to not be the settings arrows. Going to the navigation display. So this is kind of the home page. It'll probably boot you right here, wherever you are, your phone, media. Then you got some cool off-road information options. This is kind of the four-wheel drive screen you just saw over there. You have weight sensing. Obviously I'm not in any water, so you won't have that. Energy impact, driving style. You got compass, slope assist. I'm currently 1 degree, currently sitting in a parking lot, but there's many options you can kind of cycle through on the navigation display and quickly get into things, particularly like your climate control. You can adjust your temperature, the heated seats, ventilated seats for both driver and passenger, and then the fan control obviously here. Right here where it says mode, you push that, and you're in the different drive modes of the vehicle. So you have dynamic, comfort, eco, and auto, and then you also have some off-road modes. So I'm gonna click that. You have grass, gravel, snow, mud ruts, sand, rock crawl, and wade. And then in here, you also have where you can adjust the ride height and more of that wade sensing. Do not exceed vehicle limits. It's kind of a nice little warning there. So the max of the vehicle in its current setting is 2 feet and 8 inches you can take in this vehicle, which is cool. I don't know anybody who wants to take that unless they're in like a serious hurricane situation just to test out if they can do it. But if you have a Range Rover and you want to try that out, you can. You also have quick options to get into like navigation, your music, back home right here. You also have the parking cameras over here, so I'm gonna click that. Currently, like I said, in a kind of a school parking lot, so there's kind of a grass embankment, and that's what's visible right here. And this is kind of a backside view, and you can kind of tilt it around, see what's going on. You also have off-road cameras, so if you want to see where your wheel is gonna kind of hit something, both sides. And then this is in the front of the vehicle. And then towing, that is the rear camera of the vehicle. You also have settings for different screen options. So this is a quick screen. You got audio, and then all the settings of the vehicle. So you got your accounts, you got connectivity, vehicle, let's go in there for a second. You can adjust service information, driver assistance, safety, exterior lights, power tailgate, convenience, cabin lighting, the units of the vehicle if you want to change it between metric or standard. Go into general, change all the time, date, things like that. Languages, keyboards, and apps. You can ALEXA change. I'm not going to say it because it's going to, obviously prompt something. Notifications and your software update. You got a lot of customization features on this navigation display in which you can play with. Above the navigation display, there is a hazard button right there. Coming down from there, you can see the center console's quite hidden, but it reveals under these panels there's some nifty stuff like a charging pad right here. You got a little cubby space. You could probably put your phone if it's not charging. You have the gear lever right here. So you have reverse, neutral, drive, and sport. So when you're in drive, you just kind of knock it back and you'll get into the sport mode. And parking is a button. There's a unique material on the gear shifter. It's not Alcantara. It's almost like kind of like a grippier material, almost somewhere between like very, very, very light, non-abrasive sandpaper and Alcantara. So when I say sandpaper, it's not going to scratch your hands, but it's got some good grip to it compared to Alcantara, where Alcantara is kind of like a towel and, just soaks up all the oils of your fingers. So I kind of like this gear lever. But you have the engine start-stop button right in the center right here. And you got more space that's hidden, which reveals USB-C plug down here. And this is pretty deep. You could probably stack 4 Coke cans, probably just one deep, and then one sideways or something like that, just using my Coke can measuring stick. You have your armrest, reveals more cubbyhole space. So that is probably fit 8 Coke cans, 4 stacked 2 high, so 4 and 4. Then you got the passenger side. So up here you see arrow pointing down, arrow pointing up. That is because you have 2 glove boxes. So up top, push that, reveals nice little glove box. There's power cord right there. Push the bottom one, reveals the bottom glove box. Give you a better look at the passenger door. So like I said, the Meridian sound system sprinkled throughout the cabin. More of the buttons. Passenger seats. Currently holding my child's car seat in the rear. The same design goes to the back. Both the driver or the front and the rear second row feature a sunroof. There's a bar that kind of breaks up the roof though. All of the sunroof controls are located up top right here. And then you also have this unique mirror. So that's everything that's in the rear of inside the car. Like, if my son is in his seat, but then if you push this, that's the view of outside the car. So if you don't want to be distracted by kids in the back and you still want to see what's behind you, or should you have so much stuff in the rear cargo area, you're moving stuff and you need to see for safety what's in the back, you got a camera out back there. But that is pretty much the interior of the 2025 Range Rover Sport in the Dynamic SE trim. If you have some questions on some of the features, the buttons, be sure to leave them in the comments below and I will answer them. I'm finding some of my videos are getting a new life in the used car markets a couple years after this being new. So if it's 2026, 2027 and you're getting one of these used and you have some questions because the manual didn't come with your car, or when you should use a particular drive mode, be sure to leave your questions in the comments below and I will answer them. And if you have not already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you get a moment. It really helps. Thanks for watching.